St. Vincent beer was a Bavarian-style beer brewed by monks at St. Vincent Archabbey in Unity Township, Pennsylvania, in the United States between 1856 and 1918. It was produced with the 1852 permission of Pope Pius IX after a dispute with the Roman Catholic Diocese of Pittsburgh. The brewery was located in a log cabin near the St. Vincent Archabbey gristmill and was supplemented by a brick building in 1868. After production ceased, the buildings were used for storage until they burned down in 1926. The walls were removed from the site in 1995 during the restoration of the gristmill. Production peaked at around 1,100 barrels in 1891. Its popularity and widespread availability brought the monastery to the attention of the Catholic temperance movement. The theologian and professor Francesco Satali, then the apostolic delegate to the U.S., wrote to Archabbot Leander Schnarr asking for the brewing to be stopped in 1895. As part of a media campaign against the monastery, temperance advocate and Catholic priest George Zurcher published Monks and Their Decline in 1898, criticizing the Archabbey for supporting the production and distribution of alcohol. The negative press led to the end of the external sale by 1900, although the monks continued to produce the drink for internal consumption for another 18 years. The brewery was closed in 1918 by Aurelius Staley after he was elected coadjutor archabbot. There are several conflicting accounts of what became of its recipe. Local legend holds that it was sold to another brewery. The Archabbey claims it was never written down and lost. Early years. Boniface Wimmer emigrated to the United States from modern-day Germany, where beer was brewed in abbeys. In 1848, he and a group of novices settled in Unity Township, Pennsylvania, near Latrobe, and established St. Vincent Archabbey. The following year he gained ownership of a tavern and brewery in Indiana, Pennsylvania, but Michael O'Connor, the Bishop of Pittsburgh and a temperance supporter, objected to monk ownership. Wimmer agreed to close the tavern but sought to retain the brewery. This upset O'Connor, who refused to grant the community that Wimmer found its status as a priory. Wimmer appealed O'Connor's refusal to Pope Pius IX during a trip to Rome but was denied. Through pressure from Cardinal Giacomo Filippo Franzoni and King Ludwig I of Bavaria, the monks gained permission from Pius IX in 1852 to brew beer, providing that every disorder is avoided. Included was permission to sell the beverage wholesale. In 1856, the first St. Vincent beer was manufactured and the Archabbey established a brewery in a small log building next to the Archabbey's gristmill. To avoid further confrontation with O'Connor, St. Vincent beer was not made available for widespread sale until he resigned in 1860. Once established, the drink sold well and could be found as far away from the monastery as Baltimore and New York City by 1868. To meet demand, a new two-story brick brewery building was constructed next to the old one. This began the golden age of St. Vincent beer, which lasted through 1888. By 1868 the monastery was producing about 900 U.S. beer barrels, 100,000 liters, 30,000 U.S. gallons, 20,000 imperial gallons, per year, with an output that peaked in 1891 at 1,119 barrels. For each barrel sold in 1868 at a $14, equivalent to $290 in 2021, wholesale price, the Archabbey made $3, equivalent to $60 in 2021. Other contemporary buildings constructed on the site included a malt house, 2 ice houses, cellars for storing the finished beverage, and a cooper house where barrels were produced by the monks.